Chenrezig. I'm sorry. Wait, I have to start again. I think I'm being bothered by my cat. Hi everyone. Welcome back. Today is our seventh Chenrezig Group Practice session for the FPMT Global Money Retreat. Time is really flying. As many of you are aware, the main purpose of this entire event is to celebrate FPMT's 50th anniversary. So the reason for us all to come together in practice is to fulfill one of Lama Zopa's vast visions for our organization, which was to offer 100 million money retreats. And at the same time, it is also a marvelous opportunity for us all to discover more about each other, the various facets of our FPMT organization. So it would be fantastic if by the end of this retreat, not only would we have recited tons of money mantras, but also really come to know each other better, really reinforcing the family feeling that Lama Yeshe had spoken about so much. So the slideshow that you saw just now is of the International Mahayana Institute, IMI in short, established by Lama Yeshe in 1973 as the community of monks and nuns in the FPMT organization. They are the Sangha jewel of FPMT and contribute to world peace and individual spiritual growth by keeping the Buddha's teachings alive, inspiring others with values of ethical behavior, compassion, and wisdom. So representing the IMI today is Venerable Amy Miller. Venerable Amy first encountered Tibetan Buddhism in Kopan Monastery in 1987. She was ordained by Chodan Rinpoche in the year 2000, and she has taught extensively and led pilgrimages and retreats around the world. So over the years, Venerable Amy has served in a variety of roles in FPMT, centers and projects, including being Center Director at Vajrapani Institute, Center Director at Milarepa Center, and also Manager at Searching Ling Center, all of which are in the USA. And she was also Manager of the Lawudo Retreat Fund. Venerable Amy is also co-author of the FPMT course, Buddhism in a Nutshell, and she is a contributor to the FPMT education program, Living in the Path. Venerable Amy, thank you so much for joining us, and I shall leave it now to you. Thank you and welcome.
Selena, thank you so much. I want to thank all of you for joining. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you so much. Let's make the most meaning of this time together. And I want to just read a motivation that Rinpoche had taught at the 2009 Mani retreat. It may have been the first one when it started. I can't remember when it started. I just want to read a little bit. And some of you thought I'd kind of part of our motivation is just a little bit of how Rinpoche, talk about how Rinpoche encouraged us. And it was really beautiful. The mantra that was playing, the Om Mani Padme Hung, the Mani mantra that we'll be reciting more of in a moment, later in the practice. But I do remember many times at Lawudo when they had one of the older monk living up there set up a speaker system, and he was playing Rinpoche chanting that. And I remember he would put it on at night sometimes in the dark and the stars and the moon, and then you'd hear Rinpoche's chant reverberating across the whole valley. For those of you that have been up to Lawudo, you can imagine, for me, just a really deep impression for me. So let me just read a little bit more of, and this is Rinpoche talking about the benefits of reciting Om Mani Padme Hung. So Rinpoche says, what I was thinking is that in football, soccer, when they win, okay, what they do when they win, okay, how they act when they win. So that is what we should be doing in relation to our Dharma practice. He goes, but the Mani mantra, this one is for liberation from samsara, to achieve liberation, to have the opportunity to achieve, imagine, liberation from samsara. So taking that opportunity to achieve that liberation. So even if for oneself, you can do like this, it's extremely worthwhile, Rinpoche says, reciting Om Mani Padme Hum, even one to achieve liberation for yourself. Okay, not the liberation people talk about in the world, but real liberation from from the samsaric prison. Like that, the real prison bound by karma and delusion. So think, and some of you will remember. So I'd like you to just think about, first of all, and Rinpoche, some of you will remember if you happen to attend a Light of the Path retreat in North Carolina. There were 4 of them, I believe. And there will be another one this December at Copan. Some of you may be able to join. But one of those retreats, Rinpoche was on the throne teaching, and we were talking. He gives us these images of sports and how people root for their sports team. Now, we just had the World Cup, so people get very passionate. So it's interesting, worldly sense, people get passionate about that, right? And Rinpoche was on the throne, and he said, people go crazy and they cheer. And he said, so you need to cheer. You need to be that way for your enlightenment. You need to be that way for your enlightenment. And Rinpoche sat on the throne and he went like this. You can just imagine. You can just imagine. So think about it, because we get so involved and so influenced by our cultures, by the worldly influences around us. It's hard not to fall subject under those, okay? But think about cheering for your enlightenment. Think about going for it for your enlightenment. So let's take a moment, just close your eyes briefly. I'd like you to really feel that motivation in your heart. And one time Rinpoche was also instructing a Lama Zopa commentary. And I actually wrote this in my retreat prayer book in the Lama Zopa section, Lama Zopa Practice. And he said, when you're setting a motivation, and before you even start reciting, you really have to think about all living beings and the sufferings they're going through. So the world is in a bit of flux. It will always be like that in samsara. This isn't anything new. And so what Rinpoche was saying is, it's painful to reflect on others' suffering. And there is, as we know, some tremendous suffering going on in the world right now. So instead of letting it bring you down, but let's reflect for a moment and imagine some of these people are personal to you, that you know are facing major health issues and other things. So just bring them to mind, bring them to heart for a moment. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but what we want to do is reach in deeply to think we have to help them. We have to figure out a way to help them as best as we can, and we do some of that now before we get enlightened. And we create conditions so that we can get enlightened more quickly, okay, for all of them. So just thinking about all these people, this is why we're here right now. This is why we're here, to engage in these practices. So setting that motivation in our hearts and our minds for this time. And you a little bit feel that urgency, okay? And maybe a great deal, you feel that urgency. We have to help, have to do something now. Many different ways we practice, okay? And Chenrezig, of course, Buddha of infinite compassion, okay? But sometimes it's overwhelming. So the story is he cried at one point, right? And out of one of his tears sprang Tara. So they're connected. She's like, I'll help you. So these Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Rinpoche included, right? They're always there to help us. They're always around us to help. We tend to block out, but they're always there to help us. So when you call really from the heart, I think it's really the essence of prayer. What we mean when we pray is you're making that connection to that energy. And that energy boosts you and supports you. It helps to clear obstacles. And the more we engage in it, the better it is. Like that, the more help comes. Okay, I will share my screen. back up to the top. And we're going to start with calling the Guru from afar. So I'm going to chant it in the Tibetan. You're welcome to read it on your own in the English, or feel free to chant along with me. It's beautiful, beautiful chant. I'll try to do my best. I'm just feeling Chenrezig's energy in the space in front of us. It's inseparable from the Buddha, inseparable from your Guru, or you could think of Rinpoche. You could even think of Chenrezig's entourage and all these Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Very happy with us doing this practice right now. Lama again, Lama again, Lama again. Mare Munsel Pade and Lama Darbe Lamdun Pelde and Lama Korwe Jujo Belde and Lama Dunel Nezel Belde Lama Ijin Norbu Belde Lama Kela Sodem Jingilo Jing Mita Jiwa Ning Ne Edren Bam Pelden Lame Jingilo Ji Gomelona Kula Kebam Pelden Lame Jingilo Ji and Partejig Drulane Pa Pelden Lame Jingilo Shing Drula Chingilo shig. Excuse me. Yan yan tam che dro su charwan pelden lame chingi lo shing da jen du ni lungi idrupan pelden lame chingi lo shing da ta nur du chingi lo shing nyo wa nyo du chingi lo shing den to diru chingi lo shing ton to diru chingi lo shing. Let's read together in English. May I not give rise to heresy for even a second in regard to the actions of the glorious Guru. May I see whatever actions are done as pure. With this devotion, may I receive the Guru's blessings in my heart. Magnificent and precious Root Guru, please abide on the lotus seat at my heart. Guide me with your great kindness and grant me the realizations of your holy body, speech, and mind. We come to the short sadhana. Chenrezig. So as best as you can, good concentration, visualize above your head, okay, the space in front of you, or you could put or in the space in front. Eventually we'll bring Chenrezig to our crown. But if you'd like to visualize Chenrezig above your crown right now, 1,000-armed Chenrezig, beautiful, facing the same direction as you. Okay, you're an inseparable from your most kind Root Guru, essence of all the Buddhas, in this divine form of the 1,000-armed Chenrezig. Again, the embodiment of the infinite Buddha's compassion. This is also the manifestation His Holiness the Dalai Lama is said to be an emanation of. Just try to visualize as best as you can. And if this helps, here's the picture a little larger. Thousand-armed Chenrezig stands on a lotus and moon at a moon seat. His body is in the nature of white light, youthful and adorned with magnificent jewel ornaments. He has 11 faces. His central face is white, the right green, and the left red. Above these, his central face is green, the right red, and the left white. Above these, his central face is red, the right white, and the left green. Above these is a dark blue face in wrathful aspect, with orange hair standing erect. On the very top is the red face of Amitabha Buddha in peaceful and smiling aspect. Chenrezig's first two hands at his heart and hold a wish-fulfilling jewel. The second right hand holds a rosary. The third is in the mudra of granting the sublime realization, and the fourth holds a dharma wheel. The second left hand holds a white lotus. The third holds a water vessel, and the fourth holds a bow and arrow. The remaining 992 hands are in the mudra of granting the sublime realization. An antelope skin is draped over his left shoulder, and he has a lower garment of fine cloth. So thinking about the words we're actually reciting when we're taking refuge and generating bodhicitta. We'll recite twice in the English, and we'll chant it once in the Tibetan phonetics. I take refuge until I'm enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merits of generosity and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. I take refuge until I'm enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merits of generosity and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. Sangye Jodan Zogi Jonamla Janchu Baju Dagni Kyab Suchi Dagi Jin Zogi Be Sonamki Drola Pencher Sangye Dru Parsho. With the thought desiring to liberate transmigratory beings, I always take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until the heart of enlightenment is achieved. With perseverance, acting with wisdom, compassion, and loving kindness, in front of the Buddhas for the benefit of sentient beings, I generate the thought of full enlightenment. We're going to do once more in English, and then we'll recite, chant in the phonetics. With the thought desiring to liberate transmigratory beings, I always take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until the heart of enlightenment is achieved. With perseverance, acting with wisdom, compassion, and loving kindness, in front of the Buddhas for the benefit of sentient beings, I generate the thought of full enlightenment. Dro nam dro do sampayi sangye chodan gendun la janchub nimpor chiki bar tapar daini kyap suchi sheram ninze danje pe Sampe semchen dandu dak sangye dandu negite zope janju semke dom. The Four Immeasurables. So again, immeasurable due to the countless living beings we're going to send these prayers to, and immeasurable because we don't want to limit equanimity, love, compassion, joy like that. So imagine this going out to the universe from all the places where we are right now. We'll read in English. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to abide in equanimity, free from the closeness of attachment and the distance of hatred. May they abide in equanimity. I myself will cause them to abide in equanimity. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. Let's do equanimity. Two more. Each one we'll recite 3 times. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to abide in equanimity, free from the closeness of attachment and the distance of hatred. May they abide in equanimity. I myself will cause them to abide in equanimity. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to abide in equanimity, free from the closeness of attachment and the distance of hatred. May they abide in equanimity. I myself will cause them to abide in equanimity. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. So just briefly, as you inhale, I take anything that obscures beings from experiencing equanimity. And it comes to you, dissolving into a constricted knot of your self-cherishing at your heart, and melting that and purifying that. And then as you exhale, we give them all equanimity. Any experience we've had of equanimity dissolves into them, brings them that deep experience of equanimity. The next immeasurable love. And so again, Rinpoche's replaced the words about, instead of to have happiness, to achieve Buddhahood. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to achieve Buddhahood. May they achieve Buddhahood. I myself will cause them to achieve Buddhahood. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. Again, how wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to achieve Buddhahood. May they achieve Buddhahood. I myself will cause them to achieve Buddhahood. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to achieve Buddhahood. May they achieve Buddhahood. I myself will cause them to achieve Buddhahood. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. And just brief tonglen. As we inhale, we take whatever prevents them from achieving Buddhahood and use it to melt and dissolve and purify the self-cherishing knot at your heart. And as we exhale, we offer them every perfect condition to achieve Buddhahood. It dissolves into them. The next immeasurable. Immeasurable compassion. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they be free from suffering and its causes. I myself will cause them to be free from suffering and its causes. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they be free from suffering and its causes. I myself will cause them to be free from suffering and its causes. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they be free from suffering and its causes. I myself will cause them to be free from suffering and its causes. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. And a short tonglen again. As we inhale, we take whatever prevents them to experience great compassion, takes all their suffering. We use it to purify our self-cherishing at our core. As we purify that, we're filled with a deep sense of compassion. We exhale that to all living beings, or anyone in particular we're thinking of, dissolves into them, brings us that deep sense of a relief from suffering. The last of the four immeasurables, immeasurable joy, joyfulness. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were never separated from the happiness of higher rebirth and liberation. May they never be separated from these. I myself will cause them never to be separated from these. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were never separated from the happiness of higher rebirth and liberation. May they never be separated from these. I myself will cause them never to be separated from these. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were never separated from the happiness of higher rebirth and liberation. May they never be separated from these. I myself will cause them never to be separated from these. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. And again, inhaling whatever prevents them to have this immeasurable joyfulness, any obstacles, and we use it to purify the self-cherishing knot at our core. And as we exhale, we offer them immeasurable joy, dissolves into them, brings us this incredibly deep state of bliss. Continuing on, 7-limb prayer. Let's read together in English. I prostrate to the holy body of Supreme Arya, Great Compassionate One. I present clouds of every type of offering, both actually arranged and mentally emanated. I confess all my negative actions and downfalls collected from beginningless time. I rejoice in the virtues of ordinary beings and Aryas. Let's just take a moment to rejoice. First of all, at all the months, this Global Mani Retreat has been happening. And Selena and Faye and all the people that have made this possible, and Harold, and all the centers, and all of your own help for people, and all of your own virtues. And think of all the noble acts that are being done by all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Let's just rejoice. Continuing on, please remain until the end of cyclic existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for transmigratory beings. I dedicate my own and others' virtues to great enlightenment. Our mandala offering, visualizing extraordinary universes. O Sajibagi Jujing Medo Tram Ri Rab Lingji Ni Degen Padi Sangye Jindu Migde Owari Drogunam Dajinla Chuparjog. Let's read in English. The objects of my attachment, anger, and ignorance, friends, enemies, strangers, body, and resources, without any sense of loss I offer them. Please accept them well and bless me to be spontaneously freed from the 3 poisons. May the lives of the glorious gurus be long. May all beings equaling the extent of space have happiness. May I and others without exception accumulate merit and purify obscurations. May we be blessed to quickly attain Buddhahood. Just visualize the most extraordinary universes, the glorious things we can offer. And imagine the gurus, Buddha Chenrezig, all accept with this last line. Idam Guru Radna Mandala Kam Niratayami. Beautiful requesting prayer. We have this beautiful prayer. So we're going to do the chantable version of this. And really feel Chenrezig is in the space in front of you, or you have over your crown. Okay? And this is really a plea from the heart. Really think about, I need more compassion, our world needs more compassion. Help to bring this into your own heart and mind, like that. No Arya, compassionate eyed one, who is the treasure of compassion. I request you, please listen to me. Please guide myself, mothers and fathers, in all 6 realms to be freed quickly from the great ocean of samsara. I request that the vast and profound, peerless awakening mind may grow with the tear of your great compassion. Please cleanse all karmas and illusions. Please lead with your hand of compassion me and my grators to fields of bliss. Please Amitabha and Chenrezig in all my lives be virtuous friends. Show well the undeceptive pure path and quickly place us in Buddha's state. Excuse me. Just concluding this prayer, let's recite. May I, the members of my family, and all transmigratory beings be guided by you, Compassion Buddha, in all our lifetimes. So if you like as well, I'm just looking at the photo, and this is Chenrezig with technically the Nungne entourage. This is his entourage, his kind of family. And so what you can do is if any of you have a car and you'd like, you can set up images and things, different images in your car. These are, I have 2 of these in my car that are on the sun visors. So there, when you look up, like the passenger seat and my seat, that's what you see. So you can decorate your car and make it its own little gompa, especially, some people that live in areas where they have to drive a lot. It's a nice imprint for people in the car. And Rinpoche's given us some instructions of different mantras to have on the car in case you are running over insects and things like that, which is almost inevitable. We are going to go to page 51, the 3 principal aspects of the path, and read this profound Lamrim prayer. So it's very nice to reflect on the different parts of the Lamrim it mentions. So in a sense, it's a kind of scanning meditation. I bow down to my perfect gurus. The essential meaning of the Victorious One's teachings, the path praised by all the holy victors and their sons, the gateway of the fortunate ones desiring liberation, this I shall try to explain as much as I can. Those who are not attached to the pleasures of circling, who strive to make freedoms and endowments meaningful, who entrust themselves to the path pleasing the victorious ones, you fortunate ones, listen with a calm mind. Without the complete intention definitely to be free from circling, there is no way to pacify attachment seeking pleasurable effects in the ocean of circling. Also, by craving for cyclic existence, embodied beings are continuously bound. Therefore, at the very beginning, seek renunciation. How to generate renunciation. Freedoms and endowments are difficult to find, and life has no time to spare. By gaining familiarity with this, attraction to the appearances of this life is reversed. By thinking over and over again that actions and their effects are unbetraying, and repeatedly contemplating the miseries of cyclic existence, attraction to the appearances of future lives is reversed. The definition of having generated renunciation. When by having trained in that way, there is no arising, even for a second, of attraction to the perfections of cyclic existence, and all day and night the intention seeking liberation arises, then the thought of renunciation has been generated. The purpose of generating the mind of enlightenment, even if renunciation has been developed, if it is not possessed by the mind of enlightenment, it does not become the cause of the perfect bliss of unsurpassed enlightenment. Therefore, the wise generate the supreme mind of enlightenment. How to generate the mind of enlightenment? Swept away by the current of the four powerful rivers, tied by the tight bonds of karma so hard to undo, caught in the iron net of self-grasping, completely enveloped by the total darkness of ignorance. Endlessly reborn in cyclic existence, ceaselessly tormented by the three sufferings, thinking that all mothers are in such a condition, generate the supreme mind of enlightenment. The definition of having generated the mind of enlightenment is short. If, like the mother whose cherished son has fallen into a pit of fire and who experiences even 1 second of his suffering as an unbearable eternity, your reflection on the suffering of all mother sentient beings has made it impossible for you to bear their suffering for even 1 second. And the wish seeking enlightenment for their sake arises without effort. Then you have realized the supreme precious mind of enlightenment, bodhicitta. The reason to meditate on the right view. Without the wisdom realizing ultimate reality, even though you have generated renunciation in the mind of enlightenment, you cannot cut the root cause of circling. Therefore, attempt the method to realize dependent arising. Showing the right view. One who sees the cause and effect of all phenomena, of both cyclic existence and the state beyond sorrow as forever unbetraying, and for whom any object trusted in by the grasping mind has completely disappeared, has at that time entered the path pleasing the Buddhas. The definition of not having completed the analysis of the right view. If the appearance of dependent relation, which is unbetraying, is accepted separately from emptiness, and as long as they are seen as separate, then one has still not realized the Buddha's intent. The definition of having completed the analysis of right view. If these two realizations are happening simultaneously without alternation, and from merely seeing dependent relation as completely unbetraying, the definite ascertainment comes that completely destroys the way all objects are apprehended as truly existent. At that time, the analysis of the ultimate view is complete. Particular special quality of the Prasangika. Furthermore, appearance eliminates the extreme of existence, and emptiness eliminates the extreme of non-existence. If you realize how emptiness manifests in the manner of cause and effect, then you are not captivated by wrong notions holding extreme views. Having gained definite ascertainment. In this way you realize exactly the vital points of the three principal aspects of the path. Resort to seeking solitude, generate the power of effort, and quickly accomplish your final goal, my child. We've come to the mantra recitation. So we're going to do a little bit of mantra recitation. Some people, excuse me, are counting mantras and wanting to count mantras and include them in the number that we send to His Holiness and the number for the Mani retreat and trying to achieve a certain number. So we're going to go for a little while and recite mantras 10 or 15 minutes, like that. I think we have the time, yep. And so visualize. You're welcome to do as much as you like that. And I just want to remind us a little bit. I'm going to go 64. I want to go to the end to remind you one of the appendices. Okay. This is the meaning of Om Mani Padme Hum. We will recite the long mantra one time, as we do in Nungne. Some of you are familiar with that. But then mostly we'll be reciting Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. You can recite Om Mani Padme Hung, however you like to do, like that. And again, understanding. And so this, I want to just review the meaning of the mantra, just to remind ourselves. So Om, the opener, is really the three letters, A, U, M. Okay, they purify and cease your ordinary body, speech, and mind, transforming them into glorious Chenrezig's holy body, speech, Vajra, holy body, holy speech, holy mind. And after you've achieved Chenrezig, you do perfect work for all sentient beings by liberating them from the oceans of samsaric sufferings, bringing them to enlightenment. Okay, so the ultimate goal of Om Mani Padme Hung is to liberate all sentient beings from the oceans of samsaric sufferings and its causes, karma and delusions, and bring them to full enlightenment. So Mani Padme is Chenrezig's holy name. Again, relating Mani, method, bodhicitta, the enlightened mind, the enlightened attitude, like that. Padme relates to wisdom, wisdom realizing emptiness. Okay, people know that Mani is jewel, Padme is lotus. Again, so these two words include all the 84,000 teachings, as mantras exist on many different levels. And again, these two words, Mani Padme, include all the 84,000 teachings from Shakyamuni Buddha, set out in the Hinayana, the Mahayana Paramita vehicle, the Mahayana Tantra vehicle. The path to liberation from samsara relies on method and wisdom, okay, which are contained in Mani Padme. The method and wisdom of the Mahayana Paramitayana are also contained in that. The Tantra path of the lower Tantras, the 6 deities, the yoga having sign, the yoga not having sign, this is all from the Nungne practice, okay, is also included in Mani Padme. Generation stage and completion stage of Tantra, also included in that. Okay, so the method and wisdom of all three vehicles is included in the jewel in the lotus, like that. And then Hung is like saying, hey, to persuade the holy mind to pay attention to you. Hung also establishes the blessings in your heart. It's a little bit on one of our more Western terms of like Amen. Some people related it to that. But it makes your mind like fertilized earth, you know, really rich soil. So you can plant positive seeds of virtue in that mind that are going to ripen in quick enlightenment to benefit all. So first you clean the ground, okay, by taking the rocks away, then you fertilize it. Okay, and that's when you plant the seeds, water them, the plants will grow. Okay, this life is not long enough to learn the meaning of Om Mani Padme Hung. We need many lifetimes to learn the true meaning, to learn everything, such that there's nothing more to know. Takes us until we achieve enlightenment, when we enter that path of no more learning. Until then, there will always be some subtle points we cannot understand, we cannot see. So we're really incredibly fortunate people to have the karma to recite this mantra. By reciting the mantra in each session, there's unbelievable purification. You collect skies of merit that bring us closer and closer to enlightenment. So I just wanted to remind us of that. We'll go back to our recitation. And I'll alternate through a couple of the images that we have. So we have, once we're reciting Om Mani Padme, this beautiful image like that of the 6-syllable mantra. Okay. So imagine at the heart of Guru Chenrezig, in the space in front of you, okay, or over top your crown, is a small lotus and moon, a moon disk lying flat, radiant and transparent. And the more you can visualize in the nature of light, more uplifting, easier for your mind. Standing at the center of the moon is Chenrezig's seed syllable, Shri. So you can visualize the Tibetan syllable here. You see the Shri, or you can visualize H-R-I-H, or whatever that might be in your language. And that's surrounded, that Shri syllable in the nature of white light, surrounded by his 6-syllable mantra. Okay, and then the outer outside of that is the long dharani, the long mantra. And again, that could be visualized like a strand of radiant pearls. They are standing clockwise on that moon disk. So inside the short 6-syllable mantra, Mani Padme Hung, outside the longer mantra. And imagine right now, from the seed syllable and the mantra garlands, blissful light and nectar are pouring out, and they represent the nature of Chenrezig's blissful, omniscient, compassionate consciousness. So imagine it if Chenrezig's on your crown, and you can bring Chenrezig to your crown at this point. So all of that energy is filling his entire being. He's over top your crown, facing the same direction as you, about 6 inches in height. And then it pours out of all the pores of his body and now flows down into your body, filling you completely with all of that compassionate, blissful, omniscient energy. And imagine all your delusions, negative karmas of body, speech, and mind, all broken vows are all completely purified. So first we're going to go to the long dharani. You just try as best as you can. And while we recite these mantras, and then we'll go to the shorter one, try to keep the visualization going as best as you can. Namo Ratnatrayaya, Namo Arya Janana Sagara, Vairochana Vurarajaya, Tathagataya, Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya, Namo Sarva Tathagatavya, Arhatebhya, Samyak Sambuddhebhya, Namo Arya Avalokiteshvaraya, Bodhisattvaya, Mahasattvaya, Mahakarunikaya, Tayata Om Dara Dara Diri Diri Duru Duru Itivate Tsale Tsal Pratale Pratale Kusume Kusume Vare Ili Mili Ziti Zalam Apanae Soham. Let's chant some of the Chenrezig mantra together. Om Mani Padme Hung, Mani Padme Hung, Om Mani Padme Hung, Om Mani Padme Hung, Om Mani Padme Hung, Mani Padme Hung, Om Mani Padme Hung, Om Mani Padme Hung, Om Mani Padme Hung, Mani Padme Hung, Om Mani Padme Hung, Om Mani Padme Hung. Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme. Om Mani Padme Hum. Let's go on to bless the speech, to keep the power of the mantras, make it successful. Om, ah, ah. And so you visualize these vowels. Again, some of you are familiar with this. Some of you may do it every day. I do it every morning. So you have the little white circle in the center of your tongue of the Sanskrit vowels, and they're standing clockwise. And around that, counterclockwise, red consonants. And then the heart of tendon arising is a blue ring, the blue mantra around the outside of the red one as we recite. Om, ah, ah, ooh, ee. Om, ah, ah, ooh, re, li, e, o, ah, so, ha. Om, ah, ah, ooh, re, li, e, o, ah, so, ha. Om, ah, ah, ooh, re, li, e, o, ah, so, ha. So you're visualizing light is emanating from these mantras as we recite them in the center of our tongue. And you can also visualize from white syllables, it's blessing our kind of from an om at our forehead, our speech. The next ones we do, red, red nectar is emanating from our tongue and blessing our speech. Om ka ga 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 nga, ja 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 na, ta da 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 na, ta da 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 na, pa ba 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 ma, ya ra la va, sha sha, sa hak sha so ha. Om ka ga 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 nga, ja 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 na, ta da 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 na, ta da 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 na, pa ba 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 ma, ya ra la va, sha sha, sa hak sha so ha. Om ka ga 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 na, ja 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 na, ta da 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 na, ta da 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 na, pa ba 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 ma, ya ra la va, sha sa, hak sha so ha. And now blue nectar rays are coming from the heart of dependent relation mantra, dependent arising mantra, and permeating our whole body and purifying any negativities of our mind, and also purifying the mantras we just recited. Om ye dame he tu ba bava he tun te shan tata gato haiva da te shan za yo niroda evam vadi mahashramana ye soha. Om ye dharma he tu prabhava he tun te shan tata gato haiva da te shan za yo niroda evam vadi mahashramana ye soha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetu deshan tata gato haiva da teshan sayo niroda evam vadi maha shramana ye, soha. So imagine back to the Chenrezig on our crown, and then imagine, those consonants. So the blue heart dependent arising dissolves back into the red consonants, which dissolves back into the white vowels, and that dissolves into the moon disk, into a red syllable ah, melts into our tongue into pink nectar that dissolves into our tongue, completely blessing your speech, purifying any mistakes of the mantras we just recited, granting great success. And imagine Chenrezig over top our crown again. And just imagine from the edges of that visualization, so along with the beautiful lotus, moon on which he stands, all the arms, everything dissolving, the arms dissolving into the main two arms, everything dissolving around from the edges into the center, into a radiant crystal drop of light. And imagine that this drop of light dissolves into your crown. And here it says, Guru Chenrezig absorbs into me, and I transform into white, blissful light. My body, speech, and mind become one with Guru Chenrezig's holy body, holy speech, holy mind. Feel that connection, that bond. Feel the integration. You're never separate from the Guru, who is Buddha, who is the deity. any understanding you have of emptiness for a moment, just reflect. Whatever concrete notion you have of yourself, of an I arising, existing, does not exist at all. Continue on. So the prayer for Rinpoche's swift return. It's really a call from our heart. Peerless teacher and assembly of the children of the victorious one, Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, victorious Losang father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now. Holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings, through explanation and practice, you wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable Venerable Guru, to you I make request. While striving single-pointedly for the sake of the victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and for mother living beings you suddenly departed to peace, what a great loss. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of the three jewels, and the great waves of bodhicitta of the children of the victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. And our concluding prayers. Ujanju Senjo Rinpoche, Ma ke panam ke gyurchig, ke panyam pa me pa yong, gone du bel warjong. Oh, and so Rinpoche used to say, when you recite His Holiness's long life prayer, really think of His Holiness. Really think about him, wishing this long life. Oh, Gari Ramwe Ko Kam Der, Pendang De Wa Malu Chongwe Ne, Chenrezig Tenzing Gyatso Yi, Sharpe Si Te Bardu Tengyur Jin. Savior of the land of snow, teachings and transmigratory beings, who extensively clarifies the path that unifies emptiness and compassion, to the lotus holder Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. The wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And Rinpoche always says the most important dedication we can do is with emptiness. Due to all the past, present, and future merits collected by me and all the merits of the 3 times collected by numberless Buddhas and numberless sentient beings, which are completely empty of existing from their own side, may I, whom completely empty of existing from my own side, achieve the state of full enlightenment, which is completely empty of existing from its own side, and lead all sentient beings who are completely empty of existing from their own side to that state, which is completely empty of existing from its own side, by myself alone, who is completely empty of existing from my own side. Just take a moment to reflect on emptiness again. I fully dedicate all these virtues to be able to train just like the hero Manjushri, who knows reality, and just like Samantabhadra as well. So that's an abbreviation of the King of Prayers. I dedicate all these roots of virtue with the dedication praise is the best by the victorious ones thus gone of the 3 times, so I might perform good works. We'll multiply the mantras. I'd like to add a dedication, please. I'd like to dedicate for peace in all world systems immediately, for the great flourishing of the FPMT and all of our centers and projects, And may we have harmony, great harmony throughout our organization always. For the long lives of our precious teachers, for all the suffering beings to be immediately released of their suffering. And for all those who've recently passed away, may they immediately take a precious human rebirth to get enlightened, to benefit all. I'd especially like to dedicate right now to Karen, Joanne, and Ross. And we'll do the multiplying mantras. To Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, Vairocana, King of Light, I prostrate. To Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Samantabhadra, I prostrate. Tayata Om Benzajiva Awabodane Soha Om Dudu Dudu Zaimuki Soha Tayata Om Benzajiva Awabodane Soha Om Dudu Dudu Zaimuki Om Benzajiva Awabodane Soha Om Dudu Dudu Zaimuki Soha Tayata Om Benzajiva Awabodane Soha Om Dudu Dudu Zaimuki Soha Tayata Om Pensajiva Awabodane Soha Om Dudu Dudu Zaimuki Soha Tayata Om Pensajiva Awabodane Soha Om Dudu Dudu Zaimuki Soha Tayata Om Pensajiva Awabodane Soha Om Dudu Dudu Zaimuki Soha. To Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, Medicine Guru, King of Sapphire Light, I prostrate. To Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, King fully accomplishing all dedication prayers, I prostrate. Due to the blessings of the eminent victorious ones and the bodhisattvas, the truth of infallible dependent arising, and the power of my pure special attitude taking responsibility, may all the aims of my pure prayers be accomplished. For Lama Tsongkhapa's teachings to spread in the hearts of all sentient beings, for the Dharma King Tsongkhapa's way of Dharma to flourish, may all signs of obstacles be pacified and all conducive conditions be complete. Due to the two types of merits of the three times of myself and others, may the teachings of the victorious one, Losang Drakpa, shine resplendent forever. And finally, Miksema will recite 3 times. Umi meze we Chenrezig Dream Wampo Jambelyang Ganchen Gepe Tungen Tsongkapa Lozandrabe Zabla Sowade Nibezewe Turchen Chenrezig Dream Gempe Wampo Jambelyang Ganchen Gepe Tungen Tsongkapa Lozandrabe Zabla Sowande Mimezewe Turchen Chenrezig Dream Gempe Wampo Jambelyang Ganchen Kepe Tungen Tsongkapa Lozandrabe Zabla Sowade. I'd like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank Selena, Faye, everybody that's made this possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Venerable Amy. That was a beautiful session. And as we were saying, before we started, every session in this Global Money Retreat has been completely unique. And every session has been really so special. Your session was so crystal clear, so vivid, and we're very thankful that you took the time to join us. Thank you so much for leading the session. Yes, taking time out of your busy schedule. So, and thank you everyone for joining. And as usual, I will share, or rather Faye will share for me, the final few slides just to show what is going to be happening next. It's a busy month, August, because we will not have time to rest. Next Saturday, we are back. So next Saturday, if you can join us again, it will be another session representing the IMI, this time Venerable Dratrom from Singapore will be leading the Chenrezig Group Practice session. Okay, so and again, that time will be different, 11:30 a.m., which is, I suppose, more of our normal time. I think many of our sessions have been at that time. So please try and join. It will be, no doubt, I'm sure, another unique and wonderful session. Then moving on, just to remind, I am not sure if people are new here or whether you've been following every single session. If you are, then apologies, because I am going to be repeating myself. Spanish sessions, there's a whole parallel series of Spanish sessions. And so please tell your Spanish-speaking friends. Similarly, Italian sessions as well on the next slide. Yeah. So while that is all happening, we will again take a look at the following slide, which is all the links that you will find helpful. Please join Facebook group if you haven't already. Links in the webpage for all the prayer materials, including the sadhana that Venerable Amy was using today and which we all refer to in every practice session, is on the Money Resources link via the webpage. And then an important reminder for the next slide, because now we are actually we're past the middle point already of our money retreat. In fact, there are many things happening now. The FPMT Mongolia 100 million money retreat is about to begin as well. So for everyone keeping count, and hopefully that's all of you, don't forget to keep note of your mantra recitations. As Ken Rinpoche Geshe Chonyi, our retreat advisor, was saying, of course, by right, the mantras recited during the practice of the sadhana, by right only they should be counted. But when we explained to him that this is not really a strict retreat, he did agree that, if you can do your motivation in the start of the day, recite mantras the entire day, and dedicate at the end. So that gives us more of a chance to accumulate as many mantras as possible for the long life of His Holiness, for Lama Zopa's swift return, and for all manner of good things. So just keep track of your money count. And finally, last few slides. Yes, donation links always available for you. And following slide, similarly, Lama Yeshe Sangha Fund and also Lama Zopa's projects, so many of them. So may Lama Zopa's unmistaken reincarnation swiftly return to us. And thank you so much. And we will see you next week, next Saturday. Bye for now, everyone. Good night, good morning, good day, good whatever time. See you.